Vuong province in Vietnam.
Thank you, Dr. Chairman. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my proud and a little nervous to be the last man standing for our session today. I would like to share my simple and projects of my and our groups in Vietnam. As you know, Vietnam is a country in the Southeast Asia. And you might know about Vietnam, we have the outside traditional trash or some street food. But recently, because we are in a tropical region, so a little number of people notice we have a developing dairy sector. According to the final reports of Vietnam National Institute, recently we have total number of dairy cows is approximately 300,000 cows, with the total milk of about nearly 900,000 tons. But the average milk of per lactation per cow is very low. It's about 4.5 thousand to 5.5 thousand per cows. This national rank dairy cow distribution of dairy cow in Vietnam. Recently, the Ho Chi Minh City in the southeast Vietnam it have the largest dairy number. And Vinhphuc province, the experiment location in my project in the 9th position with nearly 10,000 cows. Unfortunately, for the most part of dairy farm in Vietnam is small-scale dairy farm with less than 10 cows per farm. There are only a few farms with more than 1,000 cows, and we have to encounter with three main issues, namely mastitis and ovarian disorder, especially ovarian disorder because it directly causes economic loss in dairy farm in Vietnam. So, as a veterinarian in Vietnam, we have to find out a suitable approach to bring the immediate result to reduce the effect of ovarian disorder in dairy herd in Vietnam. So that's why I and my colleagues performed the study about application of hormonal intervention for improving the reproductive performance of dairy cattle in Vietnam. Our study has two objectives. First, we would like to improve the quality of post-calving cows because for the most, according to new research in Vietnam, there are more than 60% of dairy cows 19 days post-calving didn't show edges or show edges, but we received insemination many times but didn't become pregnant. And in the second part of our project, we would like to assess the effectiveness of hormonal therapy in the ovary abnormal dairy cows, because if we can find out the best, the good hormonal intervention for improving the fertility of dairy cow, we can publish in the Vietnamese Science Journal, and the other scientists of veterinarian, even dairy farmers, they can base on the data for improving their own cows. These animals, our project was conducted at Vinhphuc province. It's in northern Vietnam, and according it's same other country as regions in Vietnam with tropical monsoon hot wet climate. Our project conducted from February to December of 2017. The animals in our study in Holstein from crossbred. For the most part of dairy cattle in Vietnam is Holstein Friesian because a long time ago, many this breed dairy cows were imported from Cuba and continue to maintain to these days. All cows were sold on edges within 100 days postpartum, and the cow saw edges but received many insemination but didn't become pregnant. Normally in the small dairy farm, the dairy cows were fed by elephant grass, concentrated with supplied by many companies and mineral blocks. The main method for diagnosis of ovarian disorder is with transrectal palpation, and we classify the cow into three main ovarian disorder: lipocytic, CORPUS, LUTEUM, cystic ovarian, or inactive ovaries. This now with the hormonal intervention we apply for each cow group based on the ovarian status. With the persistent CL, we only use BT when we diagnose as cow as persistent CL and waiting for the cow show HS. If the cow didn't show HS, we can perform the second BG 14 days later. In the second group, cystic ovarian, we can use GNI8. In the last group, inactive ovary, we can use the Opsing plus Provector interval protocol. On cow after show HS were received 2 service with 8-hour interval. This is HS observation we perform twice per day. According in combination with the dairy owners, because you know that in Vietnam, for the these cow who are fit in the small cow, each farm maybe to have only 1 cow, and so we don't have enough workers for contribution to perform the observation at own farm at the same time. So we have to ask the help of the cow owners. We call them every day and teach them how to realize the exercise of the cows. All information were analyzed by microcells, collecting is easy to move. Now to the result section. First is the incidence of ovarian disorder in the dairy herd in Vinhphuc province. In the study, we diagnosed 152 cows and we classified into 3 groups. And the first group, inactive ovaries, we have 65 cows, and persistent CL is the most common ovarian disorder in dairy herd, with 70 cows. Next, this is the actual rates after purchasement of the hormonal intervention. In the group of inactive ovary cows, the cow is more vulnerable to the hormonal intervention, and so the highest reaction rate with 19.77%. Next is the cystic ovary, but we have only about 17 cows with cystic ovary, a small number. And the last is persistent cell group with more than 81.43%. This conception rate, after we perform the last artificial insemination, 60 days after that, we will check the cow becoming pregnant or not. And the method we use also is trarectal palpation. And after 16 days, there are 75 cows per 130 cows become pregnant. And it is conclusion of our project. Persistent CL is the most common ovarian disorder in dairy herds in Vinhphuc province, Vietnam. And cows with inactive ovaries are more susceptible to the hormonal protocol than others. So our study was supported, all the hormonal products was supported by Vietnam. And I did my first time to Japan, especially this time I went to Japan with my supervisor. He's also a PhD student in Japan. And in the next year, when I come back to Hokkaido, I will be a PhD student of Hokkaido University. So I think that it is only very simple study of me and other colleagues in Vietnam. But I think it's very useful and related with the development situation of dairy culture in Vietnam. Because as I introduced, Vietnam recently have more than 300,000 dairy cows, but the knowledge of dairy farmers or veterans I think is quite low compared with other countries. So I think I and my college try from the simple projects. We want to bring the immediate result for the development of dairy cattle in Vietnam. So thank you so much for listening.